Welcome back to Base Sunday on Land. We have charted just about every piece of Mother Earth. The ocean, well, that's a big different story. Would you believe 5%? It's true, 95% of our oceans are still a bit of a mystery, and our next guest is trying to change that. He is the executive director of MARE, Marine Applied Research and Exploration, a nonprofit here in the Bay Area in Richmond, which is hoping to protect and restore our ocean's threatened resources by getting to understand them a little bit better. Let's say hi to Dirk Rosen. How are you?
Great.
You grew up in Mill Valley. You know the area so well. You got a cool job, too.
Well, I'm fortunate. I grew up fishing at the Farallon Islands when I was a kid, and unfortunately in our lifetime, the fish populations have really gone down in number.
Yeah.
But it's partly because we don't know exactly what we're doing to that habitat, and California has taken on an incredibly bold conservation initiative and set aside 124 marine reserves along the coast like a necklace.
Okay, and is that kind of like a national forest or a national park where they're preserving these areas?
Exactly analogous. And then when we leave nature alone, it rebounds. And so the reason we came into being was to go down and look and see if it was actually helping. Because if it's not increasing fish populations and ocean health, then we need to try something else.
Now, I know you send down these rovers, kind of the Titanic sub, so to speak, to take pictures and go into these habitats that we've never seen before. Do you actually go down, too, on occasion?
I used to.
Okay.
When I built manned submarines, I would go down, and that's actually even more fun.
Yeah.
But it's much more cost-effective to do it with a robotic submarine.
Well, it's been in the news. Let's talk about Dungeness crab, the demonic acid. Problem with that. Abalone and, I guess, sea urchins off Sonoma Coast have been kind of disappearing. What can MARE do to find out what's happening down below to these creatures?
That's a great question. And the oceans are a big unknown because we just don't know enough to understand these phenomenon. So the crab industry has never been shut down before. And a lot of us have holidays where we celebrate with crab.
Absolutely, yeah.
But one of the things that's happening is the oceans are warming, and when in warmer waters, those algal blooms increase in their ferocity. And in this case, when they decayed, they created an acid that poisoned the crabs, or at least they'd be poisonous to us and other marine mammals. So we have to learn how to combat these issues. In other places, we have anoxic events where off of Point Reyes, we discovered a huge crab die-off that we went and alerted California Department of Fish and Wildlife. So you wouldn't want people fishing there because some of those crabs were diseased or dying. So we can avoid that, transmitting that to humans.
You brought up a good point. On your website, what we see, we worry about. What we don't see, we don't worry about. And we haven't seen a lot of the ocean. So why is it taken so long for us to kind of, hey, this ocean is the biggest part of our ecosystem. It provides, oxygen and food and our temperature and everything else. How come it's taken so long?
I think Jacques Cousteau started us 50 years ago, showing us clips of the underwater world. And now we've forgotten that. We have a couple people like Sylvia Earle that are carrying that banner. But I find people are fascinated by these underwater images. No one knows that we have hard corals, stony corals here in California, living 1,000 feet deep, below the levels to which light penetrates. And it turns out it's essential habitat for certain animals. And if we don't go down and see that and notice that interrelationship, how are we going to protect those animals or create better habitat for them?
And you not only have to go down once, you got to keep going down to find a norm, right? Or at least get a feel for what's going on down there, right?
Exactly. So looking at trends over time, are things improving, which in some places they are, or are they getting worse, which we've also witnessed?
Are we in trouble?
I remain hopeful, but I like to see us armed with knowledge, and that knowledge comes from going down and looking, understanding how we can make a positive difference, and then doing it.
And you're a nonprofit, so where does your money come from?
A variety of sources. We get 2/3 of our income from state and federal contracts where we're contracted to go do our own work. And then the other third comes from donors and foundations. And that enables us to do the work we want to do. So, for example, we have a long-term project in the first network of marine reserves in the Santa Barbara Channel Islands. And those are showing explosive rebound in growth of fish and invertebrates. And then in the future, we're looking to go to Cuba in 2017.
I bet. A lot of people are.
Well, they want to go to the island. We want to go underwater because they have not overfished their waters.
Oh, I guess.
They're completely intact coral reefs with big grouper.
What we used to be moons ago.
Right.
Wow, I bet that's pretty cool. Now, Father's Day, you got a big event coming up where people can actually come and check you folks out, right?
That's right. We let you fly our robotic submarines in the bay, and that's out in Point Richmond, open to everybody. We encourage you to bring kids, you know, the next generation of ocean explorers, and we'd love to meet you.
All right, Dirk. Well, we wish you all the best. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Enjoyed our chat. For more information about the MARE Group, log on to maregroup.org. That's maregroup.org. More Bay Sunday right after the break. Stay there.